In today's Leeds news, Firpo staying in pre-season camp. Farke addresses Summerville and Gnonto situation. Farke would like more reinforcements, and Leeds have bid rejected for midfielder. Morning folks, Cher here at The View on Thursday morning, the 25th of July with your Leeds United news. It's been an interesting day so far. Leeds have put out a breaking news story that a fight has broken out in the camp between Willie Gnonto and Chris Summerville, and they've gotten their source from a very reputable in-the-know source on that, so it's nice to see Leeds having a little bit of fun with the ITK stuff as well. Leeds had a really good win last night against Hanover at 96 in Germany, 4-1 win. 2 goals from Mateo Joseph, 1 from Joe Pirro, and the other coming from Ilya Gruev after a very, very nice pass from Brendan Aronson, who had a very good first 5 minutes back in the Leeds United shirts. Max Vollmer coming on the second half in that game and having a relatively decent game playing at left back. Leeds playing a 4-2-3-1 yesterday, a move away from the 3-5-2 they played the other day against Harrogate. So Leeds clearly looking at lots of different systems. A quick update to let you know, the podcast will be out tonight. It'll be out about 7:30. It will be a pre-record as myself and the lads are not around tonight to do it, and doing a live stream earlier doesn't fit with the channel algorithm and stuff like that. So it will be a pre-record. Myself, Lockie and Ollie Ward will be chatting about what's going on this week. You can check that out later on if you want to. Let's start off with the situation around Junior Firpo and the clarification that now appears to have been given. The Olympic battle between Junior Firpo, Leeds United and the Dominican Republic now appears to have calmed down and settled. The Dominican Republic had twice included Junior Firpo in their Olympic squad list, despite the fact that Leeds had sent word to the Dominican Republic that they would not be releasing the player for the Olympic tournament. The Dominican Football Federation have now released the following statement after they had settled with Leeds that the player would not be heading to the Olympics. The Dominican Football Federation reports that the player, Junior Firpo, will not be able to participate in the Olympic Games in Paris 2024 wearing the shirt of our beloved country because the club, Leeds United FC, to which his sporting rights belong, has decided not to grant permission to any player in its squad to attend the competition. They went on to stress the importance of the player to the national side, as well as cover the fact that the Olympic Games is not a recognised FIFA competition, and that is the main reason why they haven't allowed the player to travel. Firpo himself, speaking on the situation after the Dominican Republic had their first game in the Olympics, a 0-0 draw with Egypt, he said the following: "I tried in every way, given the excitement that made me live this experience and represent my country in such an important and unique event. But at the end of the day, you have to respect the decision of the club I represent. I want to thank the coach and his coaching staff for having waited for me until the last moment, and I wish my teammates all the luck in the world. I will be cheering from home like everyone else." That's that done and dusted. Junior Firpo will not be popping off to the Olympics for any time period. What we've seen so far in pre-season is something to be excited about for Leeds fans. A full season of Junior Firpo, if he can stay fit, which looks like all he needed was a serious run of games to get his fitness levels back. That's great to see, and he's been really, really good so far in pre-season. So one position Leeds don't have to worry about just yet, but there are 2 others they should be worried about, and that's the wide positions. And Daniel Farke, after the game, was speaking to the Yorkshire Evening Post about the possibility of Crescencio Summerville and Willie Gnonto moving away from the club. This comes after more speculation has come out from Fabrizio Romano that Liverpool may be finally stepping up their interest in Crescencio Summerville. Speaking after Leeds' 4-1 win to Hanover 96 in Germany, Farke admitted that he can't make any guarantees around the future of both players. On the topic, Farke said the following: "Yes, in football you can never rule out anything, so it's always possible. For that I can't give any guarantees, as I'm not a magician. I can just judge what I see, and both are fully integrated. They are fun to be here, they work hard. Even today in a game where an opponent tried to set some signs, and the first target is always Summerville and Gnonto with many tackles. So for that I can just judge what I see. I see hard work and commitment, great attitude, and for that I am more than hopeful they will chip in with top performances like they did last season." Farke obviously can't rule out any exits from the club at this point. Every player has their price. Leeds are sticking firm to their prices. If somebody meets them and the player wants to go, that will be the end of that. But right now Farke is saying that they're working hard, they're showing a professional attitude, and that's all you can ask for at this point of the season. It appears that everyone is doing things the right way, and that's great to see, especially as it doesn't upset the rest of the camp during pre-season. But that's not to say that Farke's done in the transfer market. He would like some reinforcements with 16 days left until the kickoff of the championship season. It is closing in rapidly on Leeds United. Leeds have added Alex Kearns, Joe Rothwell, Jayden Bogle, and signed Joe Roden on a permanent deal. And if you add in the additions to that of Max Vober and Brendan Aronson, that is 5 players that weren't here last year, plus the permanent signing of Joe Rodon, which is a positive transfer window so far. But Farke would like to see a few more before the window closes on September 1st. And speaking to Baron Cross from Leeds Live on the situation, Farke said the following. Overall, we have lost 2 really good midfield options with Archie Gray and also Glenn Kamara. We brought Joe Rothwell in, a pretty experienced player. He's also good in possession and can chip in with goals and great set pieces too. So we're happy so far, but especially in the central positions, we won't fall asleep until the window is closed. In many positions, we are already more or less done in our planning, but this is definitely one of the positions we could do with new additions in, but it has to fit in all the ways. Farke talked about the ways, he talked about the quality of the player, he talked about the skill set the player brings, the attitude the player will bring into the camp, as well as it being an affordable signing as well. In the fullback situation, Farke mentioned Leeds having 3 fullbacks in Junior Firpo, Jaden Bogan and Sam Byram, but did take time to mention Sam Byram's injury CV, and it is another area he would like to add one more player in if he can before the window closes. So unless Crescencio Summerville and Willie Gnonto go, it appears Leeds want 2 more players, a central midfielder and a fullback, before they will wrap up their transfer business this summer. If Summerville and Gnonto go, obviously they will likely be replaced. We've talked about the replacements that Leeds have got lined up for them yesterday as well. You can check that out if you want to. But as of right now, it appears 2 more players would bring the 7 being the new number of players that have come into the squad, which would be a really strong squad top to toe, and given some room then for the younger players to have gaps in that squad as well to come through, which is something we'd always like to see. And moving on to a position that he's just mentioned and might be one of the players that he is looking at, but according to Bild in Germany, Leeds have had a €4 million bid rejected for Cologne central midfielder Dejan Ljubicic. It's claimed that the Cologne managing director Christian Keller is keen to keep Ljubicic at the club for another season. He made 27 appearances last season for Cologne, who were relegated from the Bundesliga. The player has 12 months to run on his current deal, and Christian Keller would like the player to be part of their promotion hunt next season and is keen for the player to sign an extension. However, according to Bild, the Austrian international does not want to sign an extension or a new deal at the club, and Leeds are also said to not be giving up that easily on the player. It's claimed that Greta Steinson's team will likely return with another bid for the midfielder in an attempt to land him, but no fee has been mentioned or a price mentioned around what would take to get the player, although his transfer market value is said to be in and around €5 million, so about £3.74 million, which is not a huge amount of money. If they do decide to sell the player, that would box off that midfield position for Leeds. But if the player refuses to sign an extension at Cologne, if Leeds have got the money and they're interested, it may mean that this deal could get wrapped up pretty quickly if all parties are agreeable. Steinson was in Germany yesterday at the game against Hanover as well. Obviously the club is out there, so having conversations face to face with the player wouldn't be a huge deal at all. On who Ljubicic is, he's 26-year-old central midfielder, Austrian international. He is 6'2", so that adds more height to that squad. Again, something Daniel Farke talked at extensive length last season about adding more height to the squad. He's got 8 goals in 83 appearances for Cologne and 1 goal in 9 appearances for Austria, although didn't score any goals in the Bundesliga last year, but he would be seen more likely as the replacement for Glenn Kamara in that midfield mix. As I said, the podcast will be out tonight, folks. You can check that out myself, Audie and Lockie at some point this evening, probably 7, half 7. Keep an eye out for that. And unless anything major happens between now and tonight, which is very unlikely, I will be back tomorrow morning for the final news video of the week. And myself and Andrew Stats Dalton will have a live stream tomorrow night, a proper live stream tomorrow night, to talk about the games of the week. So keep an eye out for that. I will talk to you then. Have a great rest of your day. See ya. Bye.